I'm really struggling with how to show freeways' impacts on communities. I've realized that what I want is some combination of architectural photography, landscape photography, and street photography. But I don't know how to combine those three things into a single unified vision for this project. And it honestly feels like I'm trying to create something entirely new. But of course, I'm old enough to know that I will probably never have a new idea in my life. The good ideas that I have, every time I've had one, when I've thought I've had a unique and original idea, somebody else is always there before me, coming up with the idea and implementing it far better than I could. As I've been thinking about this, two pieces of content have really stood out to me. First was a recent video by Scott over at Tin House Studios, where he talked about inspiration and plagiarism in photography. And he talked about how all photos are inspired really by other photos. The second piece of content was a quote that Sean Bonner put in his newsletter recently by film critic Jerry Saltz. And I'm going to read this so I get it right. Your art is an idea about all other art you have ever seen. All art comes from other art. Art is a self-replicating organism. This idea of art inspiring art and art being a self-replicating organism, a phrase I just love, I've come to realize that I simply don't have the breadth of knowledge that I need to draw inspiration from for this project of mine, and that I need to go out and find some examples that are similar-ish to what I'm trying to do, things that can inspire me to understand exactly what it is that I want to create and to picture it in my head. While talking to some of my friends about this challenge, they've suggested a few photographers and artists that I should check out whose work might inspire me just a little bit. Specifically, they suggested Ed Rausch's Every Building on the Sunset Strip, as well as Elliot Ross's American Backyard. I really appreciate American Backyard. It is very much what I am hoping to accomplish with this project. And I picked up a copy of his book. It arrived yesterday, and I haven't had a chance to look into it in too much detail yet, but I will definitely be using it as a source of inspiration as I continue to try to figure out just how to show these giant intersections behind me here and how they're impacting our neighborhoods. But until I figure that out, I'm going to continue doing these wide landscape shots like the one I am about to do here of the Kellogg interchange. So let's get set up. Let's get that shot. So as I study a bit more and explore some of the photographers that my friends have suggested, I'm going to continue taking photos of interchanges like this one behind me. This is the Kellogg interchange in Pomona. Cal Poly Pomona. It's right over there, kind of catty corner on the other side of this interchange. And this is where the 10 freeway, Interstate 10, State Route 57, and the 71 all come together. Today I'm using the Canon 17mm tilt shift f4 lens. I'm going to be using this. I want a wide shot. This is actually why I rented this lens in the first place. So I wanted it as wide as possible. I want to capture the 10 freeway disappearing off in that direction, the 71, the 57, and the 10 going off in the other direction. Really a 180-degree shot. That's my goal today. So I needed something wide, and I'm also going to be using the shift function of the tilt shift lens to get a panorama. Since I have this lens with me, I'm also right now taking a tilted time lapse, using the miniature effect that I talked about last week, but also combining it with a time lapse to try to really get something a little bit different than I would normally get, and you know, a little trendy. I don't know. I normally think of trendy as bad, so this will probably be bad. But let's just wait. We have about an hour until the light will be right to get the photo I want of the interchange itself. So we're just gonna play around and wait for the sun to go down and for the light to get where we need it to be to capture the image we want. All right, so I'm at 1.3 seconds, f22, ISO 100 right now. I need to wait for it to get a little darker out here before I can really get the picture I want. Once again, trying to go for 15 to 20 second exposure, f22 and ISO 100. That's what I've gotten all my other pictures at. I think that's what I'm gonna want today's picture at as well. And I will be using the shift function on this tilt shift lens to get a nice wide panorama of this entire interchange. Even at 17 millimeters with the shift function, I can't quite get everything that I want. So, I think I'll get something good enough though. That's the goal. One problem I have with this tilt shift lens is that it's so bulbous that I can't put any filters on it. Right now, I would love to have a graduated ND filter on the front of it to cut down the brightness of the sky and be able to capture a brighter freeway a little bit. But I think as the sun sets, we will get the right light balance we need, or we're gonna miss these beautiful colors in the sky that we see right now. I mean, just look at those pinks and blues. Beautiful colors. For now, we just have to take what we can get. All right, so I think I'm right here near the end of the shots that I'm going to take. I am up to 20 seconds, f16. I think this will bring out the brightness of the headlights in a way that works. What I'm finding is that with such a wide image, the headlights are so small that they aren't as bright as they are when I am more zoomed in. So I've dropped it down to f16, 20-second image to get the streaks of light as long as I want them. But I'm gonna take a look at those and see if that's it, or if I need to do a little bit more. But we're running out of light real quick. So now that we're finishing up with this, I'm gonna go back and start looking through that Elliot Ross book, see if I can get some ideas on how I can capture what I want in the communities surrounding these freeways, and see if I can just start to piece together a vision for what I want to capture and what I want to convey. I'm really happy with these long exposure images that I've been getting. Now I just want to try to be really happy with all the other images I'm getting. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've enjoyed making it. If you have liked it, hit that like button below, and I will be back next week with a review of this lens that I've been using, this Canon 17mm tilt shift lens. So I'll be reviewing that next week, and then it's the end of the year. I'm going to have a end of the year review and look back at what I've accomplished, what I didn't accomplish that I had wanted to, and then we're on to the new year. So if you want to see all those videos coming up, hit that subscribe button below. And until next week, have a wonderful time.